In moments, you will hear from one of the senators who, according to the Senate Judiciary Committee, had the content of his text messages obtained and reviewed by special counsel Jack Smith. During the Biden DOJ's criminal investigation into President Trump back in 2022, that's when that happened. Now, this despite Jack Smith telling Congress under oath that never happened. Democrat Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal, notably someone who was not one of the 44 members of Congress who had their text messages accessed, was asked about it, and he wasn't convinced that Jack Smith did anything wrong.
Do you have questions about the emails and or the texts of the legislative branch that Smith accessed in his investigations of President Trump?
Like many of my colleagues, I would welcome more information, but as of right now, there's no real evidence of wrongdoing here. And I am hoping that the Department of Justice will focus on real wrongdoing.
Can you explain why you
clemency.
think there is no evidence of wrongdoing in that? I mean, Republicans are so concerned about this. Why do you think there's no evidence of wrongdoing?
I would welcome more information, but there's simply been no evidence that there is law-breaking involved.
Rick Scott, the Republican senator from the great state of Florida, joins me now. That's confounding to me, what we just heard there from Blumenthal, because some of his colleagues, Democrats, their texts were accessed. Cory Booker, Representative Josh Gottheimer, and your colleague, Senator Grassley, wants to hear from Jack Smith before the Senate. What do you want to hear from him?
I want to hear why he did it. I mean, I don't think there's any question that he violated the law. I mean, there's no way they're supposed to be looking at my text messages. But look, this is not the first time. Under Clinton administration, when I opposed Hillary Clinton, I was running the biggest hospital company in the world. They targeted my company. Under Biden, they stole my tax returns and released them to ProPublica. They, after January 6th, they surveilled me. So, I mean, this is the Democrat playbook. I mean, they surveil their enemies. So Chuck Grassley's right. We need to hear from Jack Smith. But look, he clearly did it wrong. Now the question is, I'd have to go back and look at the specific testimony. Did he lie to Congress? We should look at that. But looking at text messages, that is illegal. He doesn't have any right to look at my messages.
No, he does not. That's well said, and we'll look to hear from him. I want to play this for you. This is Senate Majority Leader John Thune on the future of the Save America Act. The House thinks they may have a path, but here's what the Majority Leader says.
If I thought there was a path to getting a positive result or a positive outcome, I'd be willing to do just about anything, because I think we are all here in favor of the Save America Act. And it's also very unlikely that the Senate Republicans are going to vote to get rid of the legislative filibuster. Your response, Senator?
Well, here's what's frustrating. First off, I mean, John Thune is a hard worker. I don't think there's any question about that. But this is popular with Republicans, Democrats, Independents. You look at what President Trump put out. I mean, we have our enemies trying to change our elections. So voter ID, pass that. If we can't pass the whole thing, let's pass voter ID. If we can't pass that, say you have to be an American citizen to register to vote. So whatever we can get done, we ought to get done. And guess what? I mean, we're not working that many hours. We work 2.5 days a week. I'm a business guy. I work 7 days a week. Most Americans work 5 days a week. So let's stay up there until we get it done. Let's figure out what we can get done and do that.
I applaud you for that. You actually authored a piece on this, and you said, look, there are fewer than 10 votes a week in the Senate. That was just mind-blowing to me as I read that. Also want to ask you about this, because you are on the record endorsing Ralph Norman for Senate in South Carolina. On this show last hour, he declared he is officially running. I just wanted your first on-camera reaction to that.
Well, Ralph's a hard worker. I mean, he's done a great job in Congress. He's a fiscal conservative. He's somebody I've worked with since I got up to the Senate. I think he'll do a great job. I've enjoyed working with Ralph. He understands that we can't have $40 trillion, $41 trillion, $42 trillion. He understands we can't keep running $2 trillion deficits and get inflation under control. So he understands the budget and understands the economy and understands what we have to do to change the direction of this country.
Well, his first words to me were pass the Save America Act, nuke the filibuster. So that's a really good start. He has your endorsement and Mike Lee's. Also, there has been an outbreak, and it started at Taco Bell, unfortunately, and it is a lettuce. It came from lettuce, and I don't want to get too descriptive here, but let's just say it's a GI situation. You tweeted this out about Florida lettuce. I'm a proud Floridian. This is precisely the reason why I have been raising the alarm on Mexican produce for years. If you shouldn't drink the water in Mexico, that should make you think twice about the vegetables. Eat Florida lettuce. Support American farmers. Stay healthy. So I'm wanting you to tell me about that Florida lettuce down there in the Sunshine State.
Well, the bottom line is, first off, look, if we're not going to be able to drink the water, what do you think? What do you think it's if it's grown in Mexico? What's it grown with? So we ought to, in this country, we have, in my state, we have great produce that's built. We're most of the winter produce in this country, but we have great products in this country. Buy American. Listen, we need to support our farmers and ranchers and build up our economy. Don't build up Mexico's or China's or somebody else's economy.
Senator Rick Scott, you're constantly fighting, and our viewers really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.